I like the watercolor for a couple of reasons, maybe more than two. One is that it dries fairly quick. Then I can use a hair dryer, and I like the things that happen with the blending. It tends to blend pretty quick on the paper. So if I put down a color and I'm going, oh, that's not quite right, then I can add paint to it to darken it, or I can take a little damp brush and lighten it if I need to, or I can add color. And sometimes the things by adding the color to the wet paint, it has some really effects that you didn't really realize were going to happen. The other thing is that I've been painting in watercolor for a while. I know how it's going to react. One. Another reason is fairly inexpensive. The paper's not. You got to have quality paper, and the cleanup is pretty easy. I think, to me, with watercolor is you overwork it. You don't, because it's going to dry lighter and it's going to do some blending. When the paper's wet and the paint is wet, it's going to blend, and I think you try to go in and fix it, and you need to wait and let it just happen. And I think the worst thing for me as a watercolor, and I'm guilty as a lot of watercolor, is it gets muddy. It's easy to overwork without realizing it. Wow, I've never been asked that question. The best thing that can happen to me as a watercolor is one thing is it's rewarding when other people enjoy your work. That's like, let's say it's those mistakes or those areas where, wow, how did that? I didn't even plan that to happen, and that just happened. Particularly with skies. People tend to overwork that. I think the best thing that can happen is when it just all of a sudden it just comes to life, and I don't know when that's going to be. When all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, I'm done. And I think that's a good feeling. I feel like some of my favorite paintings that I've done are some of the fastest ones I've done. Okay, so that was when some people enjoy your work. So I think that's rewarding, is when other people say, can I have that, or can I buy that? Yeah, I think, and I heard this advice to me taught by a guy I was doing oil painting. He was an artist. He says that he was taught by some of the guys at the Ringling School of Art in Sarasota, Florida, that you will do 100 watercolors before you're pleased with one. And I went, oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. I don't know if that's honestly true, but I think the advice would be can you paint every day? Just keep painting, and don't, if you mess up and make a mistake, leave it, turn the paper over and paint on the other side, So the advice would be is to not, well, it's easy to say, when I say let the watercolor work for itself, let the brush strokes work for itself, don't try to paint. You go, what do you mean? Well, you are painting. You are painting, but let the watercolor do its magic.